Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This of course is another interaction video. Today we're going to be getting into some more Eden's Zero. Last few episodes were amazing. We got to meet Elsie in person, but we only fought against a parasite version of herself, which is supposedly a lot weaker. Which is really crazy to think about, because even though Shiki wasn't using his full power, 100% he wasn't, she was still holding her own up until he started powering up, basically. And one of you in the comments mentioned that the actual my theory about the ether gear was pretty much wrong. The more mark you have, the stronger it is. You know what? So I don't get it wrong again. But basically, the more ether mark you have, so to speak, that's indicative of that person's strength, and its position doesn't really have any bearing on anything else. Where is it? Yeah, appear differently for different gears, but generally more of your body is covered, more powerful you are, and you're... yeah, I'm completely wrong about Justice's power, but it's not that bad because apparently it's a super specific power that doesn't make sense in any other setting except for the space setting, so... It's really, really interesting. I'm curious as to see what it is then, but at least now I know that, so I don't keep one-track-mindedly thinking that my theory is right without budging until it gets fully explained to me. But yeah, and we got our ship. We got our bigger ship. We met E4. I think that's what her name was. A sort of maid bot for the ship. And the ship is called Eden Zero, and once belonged to Ziggy, Shiki's grandfather, who was the Demon King, who it was pointed out in the comments by someone, I forget who it was, but you know who you are. But yeah, that's a great point. They said it was just a role, and I don't know if I mentioned in a previous episode, but they say it's just a role that he had on Granbell. But the fact that Elsie and I definitely mentioned it before, because I was mentioning how how Mother, at the beginning or at the end of one of the episodes, I think episode 1 or 2, she was referencing Shiki and his, like, will he be a legendary hero or a demon king that rules over everything, something like that. So there's clearly more to a lot of things that I just can't wait to see. So we're gonna get started with next episode 8. Yeah, 8. That's the next episode we're going on to. If you enjoy Eden Zero and you enjoy these reactions, be sure to press the like button. It really helps me know that you guys are into this sort of thing, and so I can keep making these in the future. And why not subscribe and hit the notification bell as well, so you don't miss a single upload in the future. With that all being said, as always, links or link, whichever. I might be plural. It might be plural again. I'm gonna try pixels rated. I stopped because I was having issues, but either way, in the description you will find a place where you can go to watch the full-length, uncut reaction. You can go there, watch the reaction, come back to YouTube for the discussion. But that all being said, let's get started with episode 8 of Eden Zero. Okay, so we're going to planet name that I cannot pronounce. So I'm not even gonna try anymore. We'll call it G Planet, because I just don't know how it's pronounced. But I usually don't have that problem, because I usually just listen to what the characters are saying. But in this case, I didn't pick up how they were pronouncing it. But either way, we're finally going there. We got threatened to be taken there by Elise, but now we have to go there of our own free will for two reasons actually. The first reason, or the second reason, not being entirely apparent to Shiki and the gang yet. The first reason obviously being that Rebecca's been kidnapped, which and they said the Guildmaster was gone too. It could be that the Guildmaster was a part of it, but I mean, I don't know. We don't really have any evidence of that yet. I don't know. It just, for some reason, I felt like the way that they were kind of hyping well, not necessarily hyping, but the way they were sort of alluding to to this guild master or whatever. He's apparently really high ranking, or the top ranking, and not no one, but Rebecca hasn't even seen him yet, even though she's been with the guild for a while, and now suddenly he's calling her there, I can see why people would be suspicious of him, and now that Rebecca is gone. But the fact that he said, and the Guildmaster is gone, and they said a weird guy attacked, so I'm thinking that if anything, unless the Guildmaster was truly a part of it, that the Guildmaster was like threatened into doing it, or it was a complete surprise attack and not even the Guildmaster knew about it. But now that I think about it, it might also be a case that the Guildmaster wouldn't or should have known about it because he's apparently the top ranking in the guild. Either way, speculation on things that will just be answered, so I don't need to be asking these questions. But either way, what else? Oh yeah, the second reason is because Sister, which is I believe one of the Shining Stars. Yeah, she's one of the Shining Stars, which is a part of one of the four people that was with Ziggy, aka Shiki's grandfather. And so, when we don't know the reason, and I don't even want to try to speculate on the reason why she's basically working as like a contractor or like a freelancer, doing jobs for people who pay type thing, because that's what I assume is going on. Because at first I had thought, oh, why does Sister want beekeepers? It must be something related to her. But as it turns out, the sister is kidnapping beekeepers because there's this this weird frog-tongued big neck having ass. He really likes having stone statues of beekeepers, which is, first of all, as I said in the video, there's nothing inherently wrong with having weird nude statues of real life people. I would say keep it to yourself, but but that's the thing. He wouldn't need them kidnapped if he's just getting modeled statues modeled after them. Is what I was saying. So it has to be that they're turned to stone, right? Like he forces them into pose, turns them into stone, or something that would like be outside of the law that he couldn't, that like he needs to kidnap them for, essentially. And because if it was just modeled after the person, then he literally wouldn't need to kidnap them at all. He could just like you just hire a master sculptor or whatever, and have them, look at photos of the person and sculpt it after them. But no, he needs them kidnapped. So even though it's not been explicitly said, it will be explicitly said probably in the next episode. So I'll figure it out. I'll learn what it is specifically. Probably in the next episode, which depends on a coin toss. But other than that, the fight with Mysterious Ninja Man and Shiki, really cool episode. I'm really excited to see more. I especially like the sequence where it's just Shiki going around like looking at all the cool things, because I don't think it happened. What was it, episode 2 or 3 that we got the adventurer's license. Either way, there wasn't very much of him just like looking around at all this cool stuff. So it was like a fun little short addition to that. Gotta love the sequence where we were being where the series was giving us exposition, while also being fan servicey as hell. And again, not mad, just it's kind of funny though, because I can just imagine some people getting mad about it. Like, for the most part, I don't give a shit about fan service. Only time I'd have a problem with it is if it completely ruins like something where I'm like edge of my seat, super invested. It's like if they inserted a random fan service moment in the middle of the final fight between Jotaro and Dio in part 3 of JoJo, I would be furious because I'm trying to watch this fight, but no. But I'm fine with it here. So far it hasn't been like anything annoying. It's just been like, every time it's just been like, ooh. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. But either way, going to planet Goilst. I'm curious to see what Sister's reaction is going to be when Shiki appears. because she probably won't recognize him outright. Definitely won't, because she's never seen him before. I don't think, because I'm pretty sure Shiki was kidnapped, or not kidnapped, adopted by Ziggy after they disbanded. But if he wasn't, if it was before they disbanded, and then she like immediately recognizes him, I'm curious as to what her reaction. I need to get off the screen. I'm just like, it was just paused on that shot of some of the stone statues, but I wonder what her initial reaction would be to meeting him. But I think it's going to be more that she doesn't immediately recognize him, and then at some point it's going to let slip that was his grandfather, and at that point I'm still really curious what her reaction will be, because as it was stated previously, they split up for their own reasons, and as far as I know, there hasn't been any like real explanation, or like I don't really even know of any hints at what might be their reason for splitting up, and not at the very least the three of them sticking together, even though Demon King is gone, or four of them, because there was four, the witch, and then the three others, and sister. Before we go any further, because I don't really know much else to say other than we're gonna be meeting we're gonna meet the final girl that we haven't seen yet, that's in the final shot in the OP, but also, so witch sister has to be, oh, I just realized back in the OP, there's the four people, the ninja is one of the four people that it pans over, and then there's some like shark-toothed lady with like a tube in her back, and then after that it's who I assume is sister based on her garb. It's got to be sister, and she is in some way related to the woman who was in that other group of, you know, probably of the Gilst people, I guess, now that I think about it. But then sister would be their leader. You know what, I really should not be, because I just need to watch the next episode. But it's just something I realized, and I'm really interested in get into the next episode because there's got to be another fight going on, and if we're going into a fight, Shiki's so pissed he might just use some more of his incredible power. Like he did against the parasite copying Elsie. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this episode. So I'm gonna get into the next episode, episode 9 of Eden Zero. Another really cool episode. It sucks that was mostly just set up for what will eventually occur in the next episode with confronting of the Ilega and the sister. But the main thing I want to investigate is whose sister is. If I can, yeah, sorry, there's no fucking way that girl in the church is sister. She says she's sister, but look right here, none of these three look like her. It's got to be her. It's got to be this one, because she looks most like, you know, a church person. But there's quite literally no way. You're fibbing to me right now, woman. You're lying. You're a liar. All lies. You know? What else we got this episode? As I said, Weiss, he's got a heart of gold. He's gonna be really cool later in the line. It's maybe not this season, but at some point in the future he's gonna have a really cool moment where he doesn't die, but he gets very close to dying, and he like is very injured, and he's, even though he could reasonably run away, and he probably says he will, it'll be like one of those moments where they say they're a bad guy or like a scummy guy who will ditch you at the first sign of trouble, but then he'll stick around to the end and almost die for it. I imagine he might be like that. But this plot line so much darker than I thought it would be, with all the shit that Fairy Tail gets for being fan servicey and full of power friendship. I don't know how dark Fairy Tail gets, but we're only episode 9, and we're getting shit where this dude turning women into stone furniture. Like, Jesus Christ. And, like, that's not even, like, there's already really fucked up dark things that happen in our own world regarding like the criminal underworld and like what the criminal underworld will do to women, and it's genuinely it's disgusting. There's a video I watched specifically, and I don't remember what it's called. That might be for the best. I don't know if I could in good conscience recommend people watch that video because it's a very real thing that happened. It's really it's really disgusting. So the fact that they're doing this at all, and I'm sure some people would argue the fact that the way they're doing it is they're having the females or the women get fully naked before being turned into statues would be taking away from the seriousness of it by adding in like the lighthearted fan servicey bit, so it's kind of taking it for the piss out of it. I'm sure some people would say that. I'm not sure if they would say that exactly, but I'm sure some people would be willing to downplay this whole like idea for that alone, and I can understand why, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because of that one shot of Rebecca, where she's just kind of like holding herself and blushing. I guess that's really the only time I could think of where I would consider that the writer not taking this situation seriously. But other than that, like just the scene of that naked lady crying on her all fours about when she's about to be turned into stone. That's really it's really dark. It's really fucked up. And and if it's getting dark now, at episode 9, how much darker is it gonna get in the future? I mean, Jesus, I can't. It's gonna be a wild ride. I can't wait to see how this goes in the future. Can't think of anything else I want to say for this episode, other than, you know what, we haven't seen the Guildmaster yet, and even Rebecca was speculating on where he was. We still don't know where he was. Also, this lying shark-tooth bitch, you're not sister. I know you're not sister, because you were shown next to sister, unless, and I'm not sure. I'm gonna say no. Oh, also, Homura uses swords in that bit in the OP. Maybe that's something to do with it. I figured it was flames, but it seemed like Witch was familiar with it. Where the fuck was it? Right. Unless that shot of the shark-toothed woman, and then that shot of the sister, and the way it's kind of colored... no, the eye color is different. I'm calling bullshit. That's not sister. Oh, but then she's got like the lines on her like she's a cyborg. I'm not sure anymore. Don't spoil me. I'll find out in the next episodes. But pretty much, I think that's everything I wanted to say for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. If you watched all the way to this point, make sure to press that like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single upload in the future. Thank you once again for watching. Peace.